Hello. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 169, A Meeting in the Park. Every morning Amelia walked through the park on her way to work. She loved the park, the tall trees, the colourful flowers, the sounds of birds singing. One sunny morning, Amelia noticed a man sitting on a bench reading a book. He had kind eyes and a warm smile. Amelia smiled back, a little shyly, and continued on her way. The next day the man was on the same bench, reading the same book. This time Amelia stopped and said, "Hello." The man looked up, surprised. "Oh, hello," he replied. "I see you walk here every day." "Yes," said Amelia, "I work nearby." She hesitated, then added, "I like your book." The man chuckled. "It's a good one. My name's David." "Amelia," she said. They talked for a few minutes about the book, about the weather, about anything she could think of. Amelia learned that David was a writer, and that he often came to the park to think. She told him she worked in a library. "A librarian, huh?" said David. "That sounds interesting." "It is," said Amelia. "I love books." Suddenly Amelia realized she was late for work. "Oh, I have to go," she said. "It was nice talking to you, David." "Likewise," said David. "See you tomorrow." Amelia's heart skipped a beat. "Maybe," she said, and then hurried off. The next morning Amelia was there again, a little earlier than usual. David was there too, holding a different book. They talked for a longer time that day, about their favourite books, their dreams, their families. Amelia felt comfortable with David, as if she had known him for a long time. This became their routine. Every morning they would meet in the park and talk. Amelia looked forward to their chats all day long. She even started leaving work a little earlier so they could have more time together. One day David brought her a bouquet of flowers. Amelia's cheeks turned pink with pleasure. "These are beautiful," she said. "They're for you," said David. "You're beautiful too." Amelia felt a flutter in her stomach. She had never felt this way before. David continued to visit the park every morning, but Amelia was running late one day. When she finally arrived, David wasn't there. She waited for a while, but he didn't come. Disappointment filled her heart. The next day Amelia returned, hoping to see David. He still wasn't there. Days turned into weeks, and Amelia went to the park every morning, but David never came back. She missed him terribly. One day a woman was sitting on David's usual bench. Amelia recognized her. It was David's sister, Sarah, who she had met briefly at the park. "Hello, Amelia," said Sarah. "David told me all about you." Amelia's eyes widened. Is he okay?" Sarah smiled sadly. "He's fine. He had to leave town for a while for work. He didn't want to worry you, so he asked me to tell you." Relief washed over Amelia. "When will he be back?" Sarah shrugged. "He's not sure yet. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months." The news disappointed Amelia, but at least she knew David was okay. She continued to go to the park every morning, reading books and hoping to see David again. One sunny afternoon, a familiar figure walked into the park. It was David. Amelia jumped up and ran towards him. They hugged tightly, both of them smiling broadly. "I missed you so much," Amelia whispered. "I missed you too," said David. "I'm so sorry I left without saying goodbye." He pulled out a small box from his pocket. "I brought you something." Amelia opened the box to find a beautiful silver necklace with a small heart pendant. Tears welled up in her eyes. "It's perfect," she said. David took her hand. "Amelia," he said, "I've realized something while I was away. I don't want to lose you again. Will you be my girlfriend?" Amelia's heart overflowed with happiness. "Yes," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "Yes, David, I will." They sealed their promise with a kiss. The park, which had become a place of worry for Amelia, now felt filled with joy and possibility. The following weeks were a whirlwind of happiness. They spent their evenings together, going to museums, trying new restaurants, and simply talking for hours. David introduced Amelia to his friends, who welcomed her with open arms. Amelia, in turn, showed David her favourite parts of the library, letting him lose himself in the labyrinth of bookshelves. One afternoon, while browsing the travel section, Amelia stumbled upon a book about a small island in the Mediterranean Sea. The pictures showed crystal clear water, white sand beaches, and charming little villages. "This looks amazing," she said, showing the book to David. David's eyes lit up. "It does," he agreed. "We should go there some day." The idea sparked something in Amelia. Taking a deep breath, she said, "Maybe we could go for our 1-year anniversary." David smiled. "Our 1-year anniversary? That's a bit soon, isn't it?" Amelia blushed. "Right, of course. It looks so beautiful." David squeezed her hand. "It does, but even better than a beautiful place is being with you. How about we make a plan? We'll save some money and then we can go somewhere amazing for our 2nd anniversary. What do you say?" Amelia beamed. "That sounds perfect, David." The months flew by, filled with laughter, shared dreams, and a growing love. Their 1st anniversary arrived, and while they didn't travel to a faraway island, they spent a magical weekend in a cozy cabin in the countryside. Sitting by the fireplace, wrapped in a blanket together, Amelia knew she was exactly where she wanted to be. A year later, they found themselves back in the library, standing in front of the travel section once more. This time, they weren't just browsing. They held hands, looking at a brochure for the island in the Mediterranean. Their dream was about to come true. The trip was even more wonderful than they had imagined. They explored hidden coves, swam in turquoise water, and enjoyed delicious food under the warm sun. Most importantly, they had each other. Lying on the beach one evening, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant colours, David turned to Amelia. "Amelia," he began, his voice serious, "there's something I want to ask you." Amelia's heart skipped a beat. Could this be? David reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Amelia gasped, her eyes wide with surprise. "Amelia," David continued, "you are the love of my life. You make me laugh, you support my dreams, and you fill my world with joy. Will you marry me?" Tears welled up in Amelia's eyes. This was the moment she had been secretly hoping for. With a trembling voice, she said, "Yes, David. Yes, I will marry you." They sealed their promise with another kiss, the sound of the waves crashing against the shore, and a perfect melody in the background. The park where their love story began had led them to this beautiful moment, under a foreign sky, but with a love that knew no bounds. Vocabulary notes. Walked through. Phrasal verb. To go on foot from one place to another across an area. Tall. Having a large height. Colourful. Having many bright colours. Sound. The act of making noise. Noticed. Saw or became aware of something. Kind. Gentle and caring. Warm smile. A smile that expresses friendliness and happiness. Shyly. In a nervous or awkward way, especially when meeting someone new. Hesitated. Paused for a moment, unsure of what to do or say. Chuckled. Laughed quietly. Writer. Someone who writes books or stories. Nearby. close to a particular place. Librarian, someone who works in a library helping people find books and information. Skipped a beat, idiom, to experience a sudden moment of nervousness or excitement, often causing a person to hesitate slightly. Routine, a regular way of doing something. Looked forward to, felt happy or excited about something that is going to happen. Bouquet, a bunch of cut flowers arranged together. Cheeks turned pink, idiom, to blush, become red in the face due to shyness or embarrassment. Flutter, a light, quick movement. Disappointment, a feeling of sadness or displeasure because something has not happened as you hoped. Missed, felt sad or regretful about the absence of someone or something. Recognized, identified someone or something that you have seen or known before. Briefly, for a short time. Relief, a feeling of happiness because something bad has not happened or has stopped. Washed over, phrasal verb, to quickly affect someone in a strong way. Familiar figure, someone or something that you recognize because you have seen them before. Jumped up, moved quickly to a standing position. Hugged, held someone close in your arms as a sign of affection or greeting. Broadly, widely or in a big way. Whispered, spoke very quietly. Whirlwind, a state of great activity or confusion. Museums, buildings where objects of historical, artistic or scientific interest are exhibited. Labyrinth, a complicated network of passages or paths that is difficult to find your way through. Stumbled upon, phrasal verb, to find something unexpectedly. Crystal clear, completely clear and transparent. Charming, very pleasant and attractive. Sparked something, idiom, to suddenly cause someone to have an idea or feeling. Beamed, smiled widely, especially in a way that shows happiness or pleasure. Flew by, idiom, to pass very quickly. Anniversary, the yearly celebration of an event, such as a wedding. Cozy, small and comfortable, wrapped in a blanket, covered in a warm piece of cloth. Exactly where she wanted to be. Idiom, to be in a perfect situation. Brochure, a small booklet or leaflet that gives information about something, such as a product, service or place. Dream, something that you hope to achieve in the future. Turquoise, a bright blue-green colour. Vibrant, very bright and colourful. Skipped a beat. Velvet box, a small box made of soft, smooth fabric, often used for holding jewellery. Trembling, shaking slightly, especially because of fear, excitement or cold. Sealed their promise, idiom, to confirm or make something official with a kiss. Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by desgo.com AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.